Welcome back to our garden or starting plants without plastic project. And I failed. I used a plastic watering can to water these. But so it's not entirely without plastic, but it's about creating a system that does not depend on it. Also, my greenhouse is made of plastic, but it's already here. So a lot of these cabbage family plants are up. There's a lot of weeds in there too. I'm going to come back here in a few minutes when the weeds are pulled. I think there's basil in there. I'm not sure about that. There's definitely some tomato plants. There's not many weeds here in these. This potting soil I used existing potting soil. So that was outside for a year and got some weed seeds in it. Okay, so I got a bunch of these things weeded. There were very few weeds in the tomatoes. A lot of weeds here these were cabbage family plants. And some, like the Chinese cabbage, look like they did really well. And this one over here at the end, those did pretty well. And some of these other ones, I don't know if they're coming or not. Also, I'm going to do a tour here of the garden. This is our fig tree. It gets water from the shower, so it did very well last year. And the leaves are coming out pretty good right now. There's the tatsoi bread. That is ready to be picked. We are kind of in emergency mode and not staying at our homestead because of the injury my wife had to her foot. This is the spinach bed. There's a lot of weeds that look identical to spinach. The primary weed is called smartweed right here. This plant is not spinach, but it looks kind of like it. It is edible, but not delicious. So, what else? Our pool is all cleaned up here. That was very dirty water. And we're going to come over here, and the orange tree is flowering. If you see these white flowers, those are buds. But over here we got flowers. And that branch is loaded with flowers, buds. So that's like 50 buds on there. And there's a few over here too. So this is the pomelo tree is also budding out. So we're going to have flowers here pretty soon. And that's one of the most beautiful smells in the whole world. Even our lemon tree, which is still in the pot, has a couple flower buds on it. So whatever these plants need to flower, it's doing just fine. The leaf lettuce looks ready to pick. And there's probably some radishes in there. We already had some radishes, but we'll be working on getting more. Our almond tree is in flower bud. So basically the whole garden has been abandoned for most of the last week because we had this foot injury on my wife. So I'm focused on doing her normal responsibilities. Strawberry plants are doing okay. The weeds are doing better. These onions love this rain. We just had like 5 inches of rain since Thursday in the last 4 or 5 days. Bell beans are growing tall. There's a few weeds in there. Probably should be dealing with them. This was peas, and they didn't germinate. Those peas didn't germinate. Here I planted a couple vegetable plants. It was like the day after I took all the last video of growing vegetables without plastic, and I got to a store and they had vegetable plants for sale. So I planted a whole bunch that I bought from them. But here we got no signs of erosion. We do have right here, it looks like some creature, possibly a skunk or raccoon, has been digging up our beds. We used compost underneath it, including avocados, and I guess they like avocados. Here's our square foot garden. We've got stuff planted, kind of doing what it's supposed to do. These peas didn't germinate either, so I think we gotta buy new pea seed. They'll definitely have a lot of weeds in there. hopefully it'll still make a crop. I don't know if this bed was planted, but it's probably gonna have to be turned under for weeds. Alright, these onions are pretty weedless. This is a bed that had enough garlic growing in it that I just didn't do anything but weed it yet this year. And it'll need more weeding. This square foot garden bed definitely is coming along too. It was planted more recently. And that's onions there. They're about 6 inches tall, so doing pretty good. Here's our red raspberries. They're leafing out pretty quick. And I weeded them and pruned them in a video several months ago. And they're turning out to really enjoy that. Probably need another weeding here in about a week, but we'll see if that gets done. Okay, this is our peach tree. That one has a few peaches on. This one is absolutely loaded. You see a peach tree right there. And there's like 8 on 2 little branches. So this is just completely loaded. Now, to get a good quality fruit on a peach and a good size, you actually have to space them like 8 inches apart. So in about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be out here thinning the peaches, taking off any extra ones. I want to get some more. There's the last few weeks of danger of frost. You want to get past that before you put too much effort into thinning of peaches. And this garlic is doing nicely. It would love a weeding, and hopefully get that done soon, but that should only take a few minutes. It's not too bad, so if I forget to, I'll still get a crop of garlic. And this is the blackberries. They're thornless, and I didn't get to weed them this spring yet, and who knows if it'll happen. They are still almost weeded from last year's weeding, so I think they'll make it as a crop if I forget to get to them. So, yep, that's the garden tour. We were planning to get goats this week, but that didn't happen because of the broken foot or injured foot. It's probably not broken, it just sprained, and she started walking yesterday because she's tired of not walking, but it hurts sometimes, so we'll see. This is in our herb garden, and this plant, which I think is lemon balm, I'm not sure about it. It might be a mint. Anyway, it came back, so herb garden's coming back. There's some rosemary that's coming back in that scene. Plenty of weeds, though. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.